Hi guys, so today we're going to look at an introduction to graphic design. So what is graphic design? Graphic design is the art or skill of combining text and pictures to communicate a message to others. The pictures used in graphic design are usually called illustrations, and when combined with text, they're able to capture the viewer's attention and communicate a message that is pretty unique. Graphic design is a powerful tool, but it has to be clear, cost-effective, accessible, and culturally relevant. So let's look at a very brief history of graphic design. So back in prehistoric times, the cavemen created artworks believed to be messages. And these were in the form of handprints, drawings of animals, and events like hunting. And they were used to communicate with either each other or with their gods. And one thing we know for sure is that ever since the beginning of time, man has had a knack for communicating with visuals. So later on, we have the Sumerians who created the first written languages, one of the first written languages. They created something called pictographs, which is like pictures that represent a phrase or a group of words. And these were engraved in clay and limestone surfaces with a pointed tool called a stylus. And it was believed that this was done to record trading inventories and to record ownership. Next, we have China, where some of the most notable headway in printing was made, especially where paper making is concerned, block printing, as well as movable type. And they first started printing using wood reliefs to print designs on clothes and later on paper. And the first printed book was actually made in China. So during the Middle Ages, after paper became known in Africa and Europe, illuminated manuscripts became popular and writing was transformed into an art. Religious texts with decorative writing and images were created at first in monasteries, which were actually the storehouses of knowledge at the time. So during the Renaissance, the industrial era was at its best. In 1439, Johannes Gutenberg brought a movable type to Europe. And with this printing press, people no longer had to wait on lengthy reproduction of books. And this opened up the availability of literature to the masses, and the printing could now be affordable. And the printing press paved the way for graphic design as we know it today. The Industrial Revolution started mass production facilities because now there was increased labor and there was increased machinery available. Quick advertisement was also needed at this time, and posters became very popular to advertise jobs, products, and services. So let's look at the different types of graphic design. So the first one we're going to look at is a logo. And a logo is usually something simply done to represent a person or a group or institution. And it's very compact and clear, limited colors, very limited in size, and it's more image than text. Next, we have an invitation, which is generally to inform people about a social activity. So usually it's very compact and clear also, limited colors, and has specific information about that event. Usually there's more text than images. Then we have a greeting card, which we all know, used to celebrate or acknowledge a particular occasion. So sometimes it might have some poetry, may have a verse. It has to reflect the occasion. It draws on the emotions. It usually folds and is made of cardstock. And next we have a business card. And these are usually used to introduce a subject in a specific field, for example, an artist or a salesperson. So this can be portable information done on a small card that someone can easily put in their pocket and retrieve for follow-up information. Usually has more text than image and is made from cardstock. So flyers are a great, inexpensive way to distribute information. So it would have selective amounts of information. It has to be very eye-catching. Usually passed from hand to hand and has a varying ratio of image to text, and it's a single sheet. Next, we have a brochure, and a brochure would usually provide very specific information about an event or for other commercial purposes, and it's usually very richly colored, very eye-catching. It's multi-page, or it might fold on itself to be a bit more compact, and would have a varying ratio of image to text, but would be available in a variety of sizes. But it contains a very clear description about the details and items or contents. So we also have a magazine which gives a wide range of information on issues that generally appeal to a particular audience. They are usually multi-paged, is bound, has very detailed information, and is audience specific. Another thing that graphic designers have to design are labels. And labels identify the contents of a container. They have specific information about a product, for example, its name, the producer, the details, and they may contain warnings and instructions. So now that we've covered this much, let's look forward to the next video as we continue looking at graphic design.